The Premier League is widely considered to be the most difficult and entertaining league in the world and serves as home to top-tier talent from all over the world. It attracts millions of viewers around the world, allowing the participating clubs to amass enormous financial resources, which they effectively utilize as their resources to locate and recruit players from all over the world. Africa is one of the most important sources of talent in the Premier League on a continental scale. Over the years, the continent has supplied fantastic footballers all over Europe, known usually for their strengths, skill set, and a variety of crucial gameplay elements. African players are growing indispensable to the modern-day football game. The Premier League is known to have a history that has featured a multitude of legendary African footballers who have played for different teams in the Premier League.
Exceptional goal!
As the league has evolved, more and more African players have aspired to be like the legends of the past, setting new standards for others to follow while incorporating their own unique abilities. For a more insightful perspective, our video will present the top 10 best African players in Premier League history. As always, make sure to give our video a like and subscribe to our channel for more exciting topics about sports in Africa. So without much delay, here are the top 10 best African players in Premier League history. Emmanuel Adebayor is a Togolese professional footballer who has enjoyed some amount of success across a number of European competitions, but his spell in the English Premier League was arguably some of his career highlights. He played for Arsenal for the vast bulk of his league career, as well as Tottenham Hotspur, Crystal Palace, and Manchester City, where appeared in a total of 242 games, scoring 97 goals and adding 44 assists. Arsene Wenger compared Adebayor to one of his major influences as a striker, Nwankwo Kanu, when he first joined Arsenal, describing him as tall, good in the air, and capable of making good runs behind the defenders. He joined Arsenal in 2006 from Monaco, and his best season was in 2007 to 2008 when he scored 30 goals across all competitions. In a league game between Manchester City, where he played at the time, and Arsenal, his first Premier League club, the iconic figure was embroiled in the midst of controversy after running the length of the pitch to the section reserved for the traveling Arsenal fans, sliding on his knees in jubilation after he knocked in a great header from a Sean Wright-Phillips cross. The Arsenal faithful were unimpressed by what was perceived as a disrespectful celebration, which has undoubtedly tarnished his reputation with the North London club. JJ was named after his older brother James, who was the first in his family to play football, and despite the fact that his other older brother was also named Emma JJ, the name JJ stuck with Okocha. Born Augustine Azuka Okocha, JJ, like many other football stars, began his career on the streets with an improvised ball and rose from humble beginnings to heights such as the Bundesliga, Turkish Super League, French League, and a few others. However, he traded the glitz and glam of Paris for Bolton Wanderers in 2002, signing on a free transfer, and stayed with the club for 4 years, with his arrival marking the beginning of their golden era. Okocha, along with Ivan Campo and Yuri Djorkaeff, helped Bolton move away from relegation contenders and finish in the top 8 for 4 consecutive seasons. Okocha is known for being so good they named him twice, and as one of the most skillful players the league has ever seen, he deserves his spot on the list. Nwankwo Kanu is a former professional footballer from Nigeria who played as a forward. He was a member of the Nigerian national team and also played for Ajax, Inter Milan, Arsenal, West Bromwich Albion, and Portsmouth, all in England. Kanu won UEFA Champions League medals, UEFA Cup medals, 3 FA Cup medals, and 2 African Player of the Year awards during his playing career. He is one of only a handful of players to win the Premier League, FA Cup, Champions League, UEFA Cup, and an Olympic gold medal, and is regarded as one of the best players in African football history. His 118 appearances off the bench made the third most substitute appearances in Premier League history. On 2nd May 2016, Leicester City were crowned Premier League champions for the first time in the club's history, in what has been deemed one of the greatest sporting stories of all time. All who witnessed one of football's most beautiful stories will attest to Riyad Mahrez's absolutely stellar performances as an integral component to Leicester's success. He won the Professional Footballers Association Player of the Season award as Leicester won the 2015-2016 Premier League title against 5,000 to 1 odds. In that season, he became the first Algerian to win the Premier League, scoring 17 goals in 37 appearances, but has since moved on to one of the richest and most extravagant clubs in all of football history, Manchester City. The Algerian winger has established himself as one of the league's silkiest, unpredictable wingers, whose sublime first touch mesmerizes the football world. The 2016 Confederation of African Football's African Footballer of the Year is known for his technical ability and has become a key part of Pep Guardiola's Manchester dynasty. The list of incredible African footballers to ever grace the English Premier League includes a midfield maestro in Michael Essien, who is widely regarded as one of the best central midfielders in the Premier League and undoubtedly one of the best African players ever. The Ghanaian joined Chelsea for a club record $40 million fee from Lyon in France. Right from the beginning, it could be seen that Essien was the complete package, excelling in defensive duties and delivering a fantastic odd goal every now and then. With the Blues, he won 2 Premier League titles and 1 European Champions League, among other honors. Unfortunately, recurring injuries limited his time in England, but he still managed to win 2 Premier Leagues, 4 FA Cups, and the Champions League in 9 seasons. Yaya Toure was an integral part of Manchester City's rise to prominence as one of the best midfielders of his generation, solidifying his place among the Premier League's best African players. In 2011 and 2012, the Ivory Coast midfielder joined Manchester City from FC Barcelona, where he helped them win their first Premier League title. Toure's 2013 and 2014 seasons will go down in history as he scored 24 goals on his way to winning the Premier League. Toure won the league 2 more times with the club between 2011 and 2014 and was named African Player of the Year 4 times in a row. Toure was also a member of the Ivory Coast team that won the Africa Cup of Nations in 2015. He helped Manchester City to win the FA Cup and won his 3rd Premier League trophy in 2018. It'll be difficult to find another midfielder like Toure, who can score goals that any striker would be proud of while also defending like a warrior, making him the best all-rounder in the league. Samuel Eto'o was classed as being one of the best strikers in the world during his prime, and was also regarded as one of the greatest African players of all time. Before coming to England, Eto'o was already a proven star and a legend in the game. Prior to joining Chelsea from Annecy, the Cameroon international had already won a slew of trophies with FC Barcelona and Inter Milan. Eto'o, a 4-time African Player of the Year and 2-time AFCON champion, briefly played for Chelsea and Everton, where in 35 league games, he scored 12 goals and added 6 assists. The Senegalese footballer is one of the best African players still active in the Premier League, but he is also one of the league's most underrated players. The forward is a key member of Liverpool's squad, having contributed significantly to their recent success. In 2019 to 2020, Mane was instrumental in the team's Premier League and UEFA Champions League victories. He was a key figure in his club's recent run to the FA Cup final against Chelsea, scoring twice in a thrilling match against Manchester City and playing a key role in the team's FA Cup victory over Chelsea in 2022, the final. In a showpiece that pitted the Senegalese against his club strike partner and teammate, he converted the game-winning penalty against Mohamed Salah's Egyptian side to give his West African nation its first Africa Cup of Nations title. He is also only the third African in league history to score more than 100 goals with 103 goals in 249 league appearances. Didier Drogba is regarded as the best player Ivory Coast has ever produced, and his statistics in the Premier League attest to his brilliance. He is the Ivory Coast national team's all-time leading scorer and former captain, but is famed for his time at Chelsea, where he scored more goals than any other foreign player and is currently the club's fourth all-time goal scorer. Chelsea fans named Drogba into their team of the decade from 2010 to 2020 and won the award for African Footballer of the Year twice, in 2006 and 2009. He was the highest African goal scorer in the Premier League for a time, with 104 goals, until Mohamed Salah blitzed past him and overtook him. Nonetheless, Drogba was a dominant force at Chelsea, winning the Premier League 4 times and winning 2 Golden Boot awards. Mohamed Salah's cameo as a Chelsea player is probably one that leaves a sour taste in his mouth, as he was a flop who wasn't needed in the club's plans when he left in 2016. But as the awesome player that he is, he left all that in his past and reinvented himself with Fiorentina and Roma before returning to England with Liverpool. Ever since joining the Premier League giants Liverpool in 2017, he has been like a man on a mission to prove his adversaries and doubters wrong, scoring at will to become the highest-scoring African in the Premier League, the first player in the Premier League to score a hat-trick at Old Trafford, and whilst winning the Professional Footballers Association Men's Players Player of the Year, the Premier League and Champions League. During that time, he surpassed Didier Drogba as the all-time leading scorer for Africans in the Premier League. In 192 games, he has 119 goals and 47 assists, with 132 wins and 23 losses.
Sticks out a foot and gets the goal that he's threatened in this first 20 minutes. And the 100 is up. He joins the club.
So there you have it. Those are the top 10 best African players in Premier League history. If you enjoyed this video, watch also the next video on your screen, which looks into the high surge of African footballers in European football leagues. As always, make sure to give our video a like and subscribe to our channel for more exciting future videos.